How's it going, everyone? Kind of insane to think about it, but we are in the final month of the year. It is December 2024, and I'm going to be looking at the new games that are dropping this week on the PlayStation 4 and 5. Now, December traditionally has been one of the more quiet months for game releases, generally speaking. October, November, even going back to September and August, that's where a lot of the developers and publishers get out their notable releases. December is kind of a come down period, and then into January, and then things obviously heat up end of January into February. However, still quite a lot of stuff to be excited for in December, and this week particularly, you've got a lot of free game offerings. You've got 2 new free-to-play titles. You've got 1 game that is ultimately going to be free-to-play, having an early access option. That option you do have to pay for, and you got a couple of other interesting titles to get into, a couple RPGs. We'll get to all of it, but let's get right into it, and let's start off with one of the major free releases. We have Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is a superhero team-based PvP shooter. Assemble an all-star Marvel squad, devise countless strategies by combining powers to form unique team-up skills, and fight indestructible, ever-changing battlefields across the continually evolving Marvel universe. I think inherently, this is yet another hero shooter, but you've got so many iconic characters being represented that I think there's gonna be a lot of interest in a game like this. Ultimately, we'll see if it is a sustainable experience, but you'll be able to choose from a vast array of fan favorite and cult classic Marvel superheroes and supervillains from across the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, and many more from across the Marvel multiverse. With intricate environments, fast-paced gameplay, and ever-changing battlefields, there's never a dull moment in Marvel's Rivals. Battle as superheroes and supervillains with incredible abilities and combine your powers to bring unexpected fun to the battlefield in a matter of seconds. Dynamic hero synergy as well. Coordinate unique combinations between characters to ignite surprising team-up skills. Unleash the synergy of combined superpowers and invent new tactics that can turn the tide of combat. Ride on Groot's back as Rocket Raccoon to take on your enemies as a dangerous duo. Unleash Gamma Energy as Hulk to charge Iron Man's armor for massive damage, and so much more. I feel like the actual synergy between the heroes does add another layer to the gameplay, so that's quite nice. Create environmental destruction as well. Tear your way through iconic Marvel worlds across destructible environments from Asgard to the Tokyo of 2099. Use superpowers to alter these environments, reshape the terrain, and craft a strategic advantage on the battlefield. Take cover to dodge attacks or use makeshift weapons to strike down enemies in continually evolving universe, and robust post-launch updates as well. It'll be interesting to see the sustainability of the game and how much interest it has, let's say a month after release. I believe come December the 5th, there will be a ton of people playing this game, but ultimately with a game like this, a month, 6 weeks from now, that's when we're really gonna get an idea of the interest of a game like this, but that'll be out free to play December the 5th. Next up, the Thaumaturge is making its way on over to PlayStation 5. Played this on PC when it initially came out, and it's a really interesting game. It's got one of the most unique settings that you're gonna find out of a video game, especially an RPG, and from a gameplay standpoint, it's actually a mechanically well-made turn-based RPG. It's a character-driven RPG with a rich story, morally ambiguous choices, and turn-based combat in a city on the brink of change. Use your mystical powers to read emotions, uncover motives, and command folklore-inspired demons while resisting the temptation of your own pride. The game had a pretty solid reception on PC. On Steam, it's got 2,200 reviews, and 81% of those reviews are positive. It is a budget RPG. Don't expect something, $60, $70 in scale. It released at $35 on PC. Would imagine a similar price point on PS5. If you want a game with an interesting setting, some compelling dialogue, Thaumaturge will be an interesting game to check out. December 4th is when it drops. Next up, another major free-to-play release. We have Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki breathes new life into the Nikki series by delivering an open-world experience unlike any other. Players will discover and explore a charming, vibrant world through activities such as fishing, pet grooming, and fashion contests. Additionally, a diverse cast of characters will brave the world through evocative and engaging story quests, while locations will challenge Nikki with a variety of content. This is a game that has pretty cool visual style. It's certainly not gonna be for everyone as far as the style of game that it is, but it also does seem like it has quite a lot of depth into its gameplay as well, and certainly it does have a lot of interest. And if you actually look at the pre-registration milestone, it is insane how much interest this game has. Like, this is another game that when it drops, it's gonna be free to play. There is a pre-order bundle that'll give you some in-game items, but you don't need to buy that when the game actually drops. It'll be free for everyone. Infinity Nikki is the 5th installment in the beloved Nikki series developed by Infold Games. Utilizing the Unreal Engine 5 engine, this multi-platform game seamlessly blends the series' signature dress-up mechanics with open-world exploration elements. It also offers platforming, puzzle solving, and many other gameplay elements to create a unique and rich experience. In this game, Nikki and Momo embark on a new adventure traveling across the fantastic nations of Maryland, each with its own unique culture and environment. Players will encounter many characters and whimsical creatures while collecting stunning outfits of various styles. Some of these outfits possess magical abilities essential for progressing through the story. Infinity Nikki is due out on December the 5th. Next up, we have a JRPG that I am very excited for. Fantasian Neo Dimension from Square Enix will be coming on December the 5th. Man, Square Enix has been dropping a lot of JRPGs this year. I mean, no duh, they're gonna be dropping a lot of JRPGs, but I feel like they've had a multitude of marquee higher-end JRPGs like an FF7 Rebirth, and then you do have these lower-key releases that I'm still super excited for in Fantasian Neo Dimension. Embark on an adventure to discover your memories and save the world from a mechanical infection, maneuver your skill trajectories during battle, and dive into a new dimension with a unique twist on a classic RPG experience. The father of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, returned to deliver an original RPG story. Mecteria, a deathly mechanical infection that robs humans of their emotions and lives, is slowly engulfing the world. The protagonist, Leo, awakens with only one memory left to him in a strange land abundant with machines. Don't expect this to be a technical blowaway or masterclass. It's certainly not that. But if you want another JRPG, Fantasian Neo Dimension will have you covered, and it's at a budget price point of $49.99 instead of $60 or $70. So, you know, I'm always gonna be a fan of that. Fantasian Neo Dimension drops on December 5th. Next up, we do have Path of Exile 2. Now, Path of Exile 2 will be a free-to-play game when it sees its full release. However, come December the 6th, it will have an early access period, and that version, or to get early access, you will have to buy the early access supporter pack. Now, there are also other alternatives to get early access. If you spent, I think the number is $480 during the lifetime of your play on Path of Exile 1. You'll get access to Path of Exile 2. Okay, I highly doubt most of you guys did that, so if you do want to play Path of Exile 2 in its early access period, you gotta pay $29.99, and they have additions up to $100 for the supporter packs. You'll also get other in-game items, of course. Path of Exile 2 is a next-generation free-to-play action RPG from Grinding Gear Games, featuring co-op for up to 6 players. Path of Exile 2 takes place in the land of Rayclass, a dark continent populated by unique cultures, ancient secrets, and monstrous dangers. A sinister threat long thought destroyed has begun creeping back on the edge of civilization, driving people mad and sickening the land with corruption. Path of Exile 2 features a brand new campaign with 6 acts, 100 distinct environments, 600 monsters, and 100 bosses for you to sink your teeth into. Path of Exile 2, again, hitting early access on December the 6th. And after the early access period, the game will be free to play for everyone. Next up, we have Warhammer 40k Darktide finally making its way on over to PlayStation 5. Been available on PC and Xbox for a little bit. Take back the city from hordes of bloodthirsty foes in the intense and brutal action shooter. Warhammer 40k Darktide is the new co-op focused experience from the award-winning team behind the Vermintide series. As the city falls, rejects will rise. If you want an over-the-top action co-op shooter, Warhammer 40k Darktide will have you covered as it finally drops on PlayStation 5, and by the way, it will be pro-enhanced on December the 3rd. Next up, we have Highway Police Simulator. Put on your uniform and step into the shoes of an American police officer with Highway Police Simulator. The game brings the heart-pounding action of the American Highway Patrol right to your fingertips. Immerse yourself in the unique challenges and serious police duties that officers face on a daily basis, and truly feel what it's like to patrol the highways while maintaining law and order. Highway Police Simulator is out on December the 5th. Next up, we have Symphonia. In the realm of Symphonia, music acts as a source of life and energy, but since the founders and their orchestra vanish, the inhabitants are divided, and the world slowly falls into silence. What if there was a way to gather new orchestra? That's the question. The mysterious musician in Symphonia will have to answer him. Embody a mysterious character brought back to life in this music-driven title. Symphonia is dropping on December the 5th. Next up, we have Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Now, this game dropped on PC back in May of this year and was incredible incredibly well received with 1,200 Steam user reviews and 95% of those reviews being positive. The stage is set, imagine an old man or perhaps a hotel or a museum somewhere in Central Europe. A woman wanders in search of answers. The game's got a dark, mysterious look. Now you are invited to fall into the same rabbit hole in a non-linear story with an immense amount of handcrafted puzzles constantly presenting you with new riddles to solve, each leading you closer to deciphering the enigma of Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. The game drops on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on December the 3rd. Next up, we have Under Defeat. Under Defeat is a top-down vertical shooter set in an alternate universe World War II where the players pilot the newest machines of war, prototype helicopters. Under Defeat drops on December the 5th. And lastly, we have Entropy Survivors, a sword-wielding mecha sharpshooting space frog control both characters simultaneously against the forces of Entropy. In this reverse bullet hell roguelite, you'll bring these two unlikely heroes home using nothing but the unstoppable power of friendship and an arsenal of mind-blowing cartoon weapons. Play by yourself or bring your friends along for a genre-bending online co-op experience. Entropy Survivors drops on December the 4th. And that is going to do it for me. Again, this week, while it doesn't have what I would say that top-line marquee title AAA games, you're really not expecting a lot of that in December. You do still have some notable titles to be on the lookout for. And with games like Marvel's Rivals, Infinity Nikki, free-to-play options as well. And Path of Exile 2, while not free right out the gate, will ultimately be free when it sees its full release. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.